Hey, what's up, good people, man? You are tuned into another episode of Fatherhood is Dope, the podcast. I'm your guy, Aaron McGee. Man, I appreciate you all coming back to us. If you're tuning in, then you already know, like, man, what is he doing this time? All this noise in the background. Man, I'm coming to you live right now from Washington, D.C. at the Dad 2.0 Summit. This is the 9th year of the summit, man. I'm so excited. This is my 3rd year participating, and if you've been keeping up with me and the Fatherhood is Dope journey, then you know I was here last year in San Antonio, and you know I was there the year before in New Orleans. So I'm really excited to be back this year. I had the opportunity to speak on the panel, and per usual, when you come to a Dad 2.0 Summit, man, you can't leave without making great connections. And I've had the privilege to make an amazing connection, man, with actually a Nashville native.
That's right.
By way of LA right now, my guy, Mr. Lorelco Mulzac.
That's it, man.
What's good, man?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, this man is too cool for school, man. I'm like, he's so chill right now, but don't worry because he's so unassuming. We're gonna kind of dive into everything he has going on. I don't have much time with him because he's about to get on a red eye and head back out to LA here shortly. Man, it looks like the president is flying in.
I saw that, man.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That was cool. Okay, it was a whole little flight situation. Looks like the president's helicopter. Like I said, we're right here in D.C., not too far from the Capitol and the White House. But yeah, it's Fatherhood is Dope, the podcast, man. We're about to jump into a dope conversation with my guy, Lorelco, or Lo for short, but I like to call people by what they want to be called.
Lo, man.
Yeah, he gave me permission to call him either one, man. So Lo, let's get into it, man. I know this journey for fatherhood is relatively fresh for you, but per usual, man, I like for my guests to be able to kind of introduce yourselves in a way that you want to be introduced. I've learned all about you over the past 3.5 hours or so. It's like, and I was stalking your Instagram page, like, oh, okay, my guy's dope. Y'all follow him on Instagram. I'll put your name down right now, like insert name Aaron right now. But man, tell us a little bit about you, like what even brings you to an event like this. We know you're a father, we're going to get to that, but what's the connection with the Dad 2.0 Summit?
Well, I recently signed a contract to connect with Dove, to partner with Dove Men Plus Care. Yeah. And they told me we want to fly you out to DC to this Dad 2.0 Summit. I said, what is this Dad 2.0 Summit? What is this about? Yeah. And so they flew me out here, man, and to be a part of this amazing conference where I meet a whole bunch of dads, right? Mm-hmm. That we all have the same purpose, we all love our families, and we're all trying to learn this thing together. Because it's a new thing for me. Yeah. But every day it's a new thing because I'm always learning, right? And I don't have this thing to a science. And I'm a dad of 2 boys now, 2 twin boys, relatively fresh in this thing, you know? And having to come to something like this and to partner with Dove, it's just amazing experience for me. Even though it's a 1-day trip, I can't wait to the next event. So yeah, that's why I'm here, man. Yeah,
that's pretty sweet, man. You know, Dove, they've been phenomenal partners for this event, and I always appreciate their contribution to the dad community. Yeah. They've proven that, man, they're about it and they're really in it, and so to have you as one of their representatives and with a product that's so big as Dove, I think they belong to what's the name? Unilever, maybe.
Something like that.
I think that may be the parent company. Y'all look it up. You tell me. That's what y'all know how to do that real good. You tell me. But man, I think what's actually really special, man, is to see your face. You know, young African American male. Young father, married, like representing a brand that is really universal with so many people. So I think that's really spectacular. So you got this day trip out here. I mean, what's the event been like for you so far?
Man, it's been busy. There's a lot of different group sessions, a lot of panel discussions, vendors, that are out there. It's been a cool journey, man. Meeting with a lot of cool dads, a lot of influencers, dude dads, and Fatherhood is Dope, and all these cool guys, man. So it's been awesome, man. Today has been, and for me, like I'm only have maybe 3.5 hours of sleep. Yeah. But I don't feel that way because I'm around and I'm connected with cool people. And learning new things, man. Yeah. So it's been a cool event, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
That's cool. I can tell because you've been amped up, and with this type of energy around, it's hard not to just, you got to be intentionally trying to not. Exactly.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Stonewalling or right. You know, my Derrick Henry reference. You got a stiff arming the positive energy.
Right.
No stiff arming here. Man, so I was joking with you earlier. I'm like, man, what is your main thing? Because if you check his Instagram page out, you got preacher, teacher, prophet, author, bishop, motivational speaker. No, seriously, motivational speaker, producer. You're preaching, you're an artist. According to him, he's cold on that bass guitar, which I really want to hear. I mean, you have all these things going on. I mean, I think for dads of our generation, you know, we no longer fit into this one box, and so for you, it's like, what do you feel like all of those things? How do they really sum up who you are, or at least express the benefit that you get to act out freely in all of these areas?
For me, it was always a struggle because my brother, he's really great at playing the keys, right? That's his thing. He travels the world, plays the keys. My sister's really great at singing. I mean, she can sing the house down. My wife is really good at influence. That's her thing, you know? And for me, I do a lot of stuff. Yeah. And I've always been that guy who coveted people who just had that one thing that they're really great at. Yeah. But what God began to show me and what I learned is all of these gifts that God has given me can be used to elevate other people and to help other people and to connect with other people. And not just that, now that I have two boys, I can give them a wealth of knowledge of a lot of different things and have them, you know, run away with whatever that they want to run away with. And I can kind of show them what it looks like to be an artist, what it looks like to write, what it looks like to be a speaker, and what it looks like to write a book. You know, I can kind of share them the knowledge that I've learned and gained over the years and over my time doing this, and just kind of just let them flow. And I think that's, for me, being a father, I've always learned, I've always wanted to teach my kids to learn how to flow. Yeah. And allow that energy to just rub off on everything that you do. Yeah. And just try it out. You know, what's wrong with that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you fail at it, okay. You know, but try it out. You know, I was told I couldn't sing. I tried it out, and you know, I started to become. I was orange randomly. You know, so it's just things happen, man, and I just learned to adapt and use those gifts for God and just flow, man.
Yeah, that's good. That was a whole message right there, man. I love it, man. Yeah. You know, I'm interested in just hearing you contextualize like all of your giftings and your talents.
Hi, I'm Emmy.
Hey, Emmy.
Communications.
Hey, nice
Hi, how are you?
Well, yeah.
We're not allowed to have any recording of any kind in our public area.
Okay, that's fine. We can shut it down.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anywhere we can record?
Are you with the dad?
We are.
You guys have the ballroom space downstairs.
Okay.
You could do it downstairs.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, and I know it's only audio, but they do, for our guests, we just don't allow it.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. We're going to go ahead and shut it down.
Thank
you. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so we're going to pick this conversation back up. Had to get my energy back right, man. So I told you we were recording in the hotel lobby. And apparently you can't record in the hotel lobby, but we found another destination that's better because there's no music playing down here. So I told you I only had like a limited amount of time with Lorelco anyway. Now they cut into my time because I had to come down here and reset up and set up again. But you know, this is really just opportunity, man, to just show you how you persevere through whatever the challenges are for something that you really believe in, something that you really want to do. And I think we handled it pretty well. So let's just jump right back into it. Yeah, man, I wanted to make a transition up there that I was about to do before I was interrupted. But you know what's so important? I realized even just through the energy that you put out in the atmosphere, particularly on social media, that man, you post about you and your wife a lot in your relationship. And what really struck me is you made mention of like the dynamic change of what you all used to do. Now what you can do with, you know, two sons. So let's transition over there. Let's tell me a little bit about your sons.
Yeah.
I want to steal that thunder. Tell me a little bit about your sons, and then we'll transition into just the dynamic between you and your wife.
Yeah, man. Well,
hey, side note, these chairs are more comfortable.
They are. Oh my God, I'm like,
okay, exactly.
You know what I mean? No. November 25th, 2019. My wife gave birth to 2 boys.
Yeah.
2 twins. Well, 1 twin, but twins.
A set of twins.
A set of twins, and it's I don't know. It was crazy, man. One came out 8/29, the other one 8/31. Kylo and Kaysen. Kaysen and Kylo are their names.
Casey and Kylo.
Yeah, Kylo, we call him Kai. Kaysen, we call him Kay. Yeah. So Kai was in the NICU when he first came out, and he had respiratory distress syndrome, where he had a hard time breathing, and then we found out there were some other things wrong with him, where he could have had sepsis. And so we were in one particular hospital where they couldn't give us clarity on what was wrong with him. Mm-hmm. And so, I got upset. Finally, I observed, and it takes me a while, but I observed. I said, "Okay, something's not right. I need you to give me clarity." They moved him to another location that had a surgeon. They gave us clarity immediately what was going on. They still didn't know, but they wanted to do surgery to figure out what it was. Mm-hmm. Did surgery, had his appendix removed. So he had appendicitis. There was inflammation in his appendix, and that affected his bowel movements and all that stuff. So the first newborn ever, apparently, to have his appendix removed at that early age as a newborn. So that took a toll on us for a while in regards to, okay, God, like, what's up with this? How do I navigate through? I have one baby at home with me who's like 3 pounds, and then I have another baby who's in the NICU, and they're preemies. They're born 35 weeks, and so that was a lot. It was a lot to adjust, right? As our first time being parents, but it taught us a lot. It taught us how much we will go to war for our kids, and they don't even know it, right? Yeah. And it taught me as a father to always be observant, be patient, but ask a lot of questions when it comes to somebody else trying to take care of your child. And for me, I'm like, okay, I'm super protective now. These are my boys, these are my babies, and that transition really helped grow our relationship with me and my wife grow stronger, because we were there for each other. So we brought them home finally 2 days before Christmas. So they were home with us, and it's been great ever since. We don't sleep because they don't sleep. So don't ask me where I get this energy. I have no clue.
You about to get some sleep on this red.
Right, absolutely. But it's been an amazing journey, man. And me and my wife, like I said, we're flawed. We're never perfect. I never try to portray an image that we're perfect. And intimacy and getting to know each other, all of that gets affected when you have children. And I think it's something that a lot of men don't talk about, a lot of people don't talk about. In regards to being affected in that way, in that capacity. And so it's been interesting, man. I think we've grown so much, and God has really moved in our behalf in regards to the things that we're doing. So it's been interesting, man. It's been fun.
Can I ask you how your faith plays a part in like all that you all have been through, all that you all have going on? Like what are you rooted in? How are you rooted? What's keeping you moving forward?
What's keeping us moving forward, man? Like I said, our journey before even having kids, trying to have kids, was crazy. But it even goes deeper than that. It goes, I lost my father at the age of 17, randomly, out of nowhere. He was the greatest father I could ever imagine, the greatest husband to my mom, the greatest man that I could ever know. Passed away randomly. My wife, her story is even deeper, where she really didn't have the 2-parent family home dynamic, and she could tell you her story and her background. She, in regards to what she grew up in, totally different from how I grew up. And so having those 2 dynamics marry each other, it's interesting because she has one way of thinking and I have another, but we mesh so well. I have this 2-parent family background, this is how it should be, and she has this, I'm protecting them, but you don't know what the real world looks like, da da da. I'm like, no, but it's like this, I'm thinking whatever. And it's like we have this beautiful conversion or correlation of what life is, and we mesh so well. It's just, I ask myself that all the time. I say, we're so different, but I don't know how we just mesh like that, And so that goes along with our faith. We are very faith oriented. Everything we do in life is based on faith. I moved to California based on faith. I'm like, okay, let's just move, and God did His thing. But it is because of our backgrounds, because we had to have faith and we had to be strong early on in our life, to become independent but dependent in God. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how we grew up, man, and that's how we grew up be strong together, to look at our differences and trust God with our differences and allow those differences to flow and work for us. You know what I mean? And so that's how we're rooted, man. If it wasn't for the things that we've been through, the trauma that we've been through, and trusting God through that trauma, we wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of how faith plays a part in our relationship. That's
pretty cool, man. I gotta land the plane already. I sense it, so you can take off. But I'm always interested in knowing, how men communicate their heart for the hope of the future for their children. Yeah. And your boys are, you said 5? No. How many?
15 weeks now.
They're 15 weeks.
Yeah, going on 15 weeks, yeah.
15
29th. Weeks. So they were originally supposed to be born December 29th. It's February 29th, so that's 2 months. So technically they're 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, man. Yeah. But even 15 weeks in, how much they've already been integrated into your world, how much of their work, you are their world, they are your world. Yeah. And just even with 15 weeks, you get a glimpse of the future. You're casting vision even before they come. But now that they're here, what's your hope for them and you as it relates to fatherhood?
I speak into their life as much as I can. Anytime I'm holding them, I'm always speaking what they can be, what they are. You're strong men, you're mighty men, you're a man of God. You're going to be great. You already are great. Yeah. So I speak that in their ear. I whisper it in their ear to calm them down. I want them to know that their father loves them so much that I believe in them in whatever that they do. Yeah. Whatever path that they go on, I have faith in God they're going to go on the right path. Yeah. But they need to hear it from me. Yeah. And I feel like having a father's voice in the son's ear or in the daughter's ear is so important because it helps shape their lives. They're going to listen to, they believe everything that you say because you are their greatest influence up until a certain point. Yeah. But we hope that you are their greatest influence. And so I take that to heart. I say, whatever I'm doing, I have to make sure I'm watching because they're watching me. I'm their greatest example. My father was my greatest example. Yeah. And so I try to live my life, to pattern my life after, how my dad do it? He was so in control of his emotions, so nothing really rattled him. He was just like super chill, even though things were so rough. Very seldom did I see him like go off. Yeah. And so I try to live my life that way. Like, let me just control my emotions and control how I handle things. And so I just realized, as I live through them and they live through me, I'm their greatest example. And for me, I'm learning from them too. I'm learning how they pick up and how they smile. And right now, they love unconditionally. They don't know anything but love, right? They know, but they're trying to, like you said before, they're trying to survive, but they want love. And I think for me as a father, I got to give them that man's love, man. Yeah. I have to, and they need to know that Daddy loves them. I say them every day, Daddy loves you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's important, that it doesn't show weakness to show affection to your sons. Absolutely not. It shows strength. And it shows them that they can be loved by a father. Yeah. It's that they can love their sons as well.
Yeah. That's solid, man.
Yeah, man.
Did y'all catch all that, man? That was good. All right, so before I get you out of here, man, I saw some pictures where you acting a fool with your foot holding the bottle.
Yeah, man. There's a story behind that, man.
Showing out. Tell me the story. That's why I want to get up.
There's a story behind it, man. So I was giving my wife a break, man. So I was feeding my kids. I had them in the bouncer. Yeah. And she's like, "Phil, feed them." I was like, "All right, cool." So I put the bottles in the bouncer with them so they could eat. But
that's got to be in both hands on deck. You just
right. Well, so I got a blanket, right, and try to prop it up.
Smart.
But the bottle kept falling out because the bouncer they're too propped up, right? Yeah. And it's a little movement. Yeah. I was like, well, this is not gonna work. And so they started crying because it kept popping out of the mouth. I was like, okay, so let me pick one up. Let me get him. And his was popping. I said, okay, now I got to get a boppy. So I got the boppy pillow, ran all the way to the room, grabbed it, put it on the floor, holding one in one hand, put the other one in the boppy. Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. Got the little blanket, put it on there. All right, he's cool. I got casing. I got him. I'm cool. He starts crying uncontrollably because
on the floor
because he knows there's more in there. Yeah. But you know how you suck it in the air, it's not coming out. I say, I got a thing on the spot. Yeah. So I got my foot. I said, let me tip him off. Let me go ahead and get that right quick. Go ahead and get that. And I told my wife, I said, babe, look at this. I'm like, I am doing this thing, right? And she go in the room, it's like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, I'm feeding my kids. You know what I mean? And so she's like, I gotta take a picture of this. It's like, all right, take a picture. Whatever, man. Listen, I'm just trying to feed my kids, bro.
Listen, you answered everything that I was thinking, but what about this part?
Right,
what about that part?
On the spot, man.
You answered it all, man. I was gonna be like, so I know you was like, babe, come and grab this. So you said, she said, look, I gotta go and take a picture of this.
Right.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope picture. I said, look at me, he done staged this. There ain't no truth behind
this. This is a real life, bro. Having twins is real. You gotta think on the spot, man.
I say you need to go ahead and add actor to your thing. I hear doing ads and stuff. No, man. But you're looking good out there, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I like to say fatherhood looks good on you.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate what you're doing, what you represent. Congratulations on your partnership with Dove. That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, man.
For what it's worth, I don't even think I mentioned to you, man, but I got to do one of the Dove commercials too.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
awesome,
my daughter is here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we did one of the Dove commercials.
That's awesome, man.
I'll be one of the voices supporting you as you lead the campaign. I'm one of your soldiers in there, man. So it's gonna be some heavy hitters up in this campaign, man.
Sure.
I saw another guy that I really. Did you see Jeff Johnson come through here?
I think I saw Jeff Johnson.
Jeff was on the campaign too, man.
Crazy, man.
And look at him out here being the face and stuff, man. Yeah, I'm done. All right, what you wanna? How can people find you? I mean, I put all of your hashtags and stuff, but I'm thinking about my listening audience actually. How can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Lorelco.Mulzac. You can check out my website at www.lorelcomulzac.com. And all of my social media is there as well. Facebook, YouTube. My wife, she has a channel, Wanda Mulzac. So that's where you can find me.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
You said it all, man. It's been real, man.
It's been real, brother. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully primarily gentlemen. I love you, ladies. But for my dads, man, I appreciate you all tuning in to another episode of Fatherhood is Dope, the podcast, man. I'm your guy, Aaron McGee. Listen, I say it every time. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast. You can check out this video on YouTube /Fatherhood is Dope. And of course, the podcast is on Apple, Stitcher, and Google. So make sure you like, download, subscribe, share it with someone that can really benefit from this. You all know that the purpose of this platform, man, is to elevate the voices of men, of fathers who decided to show up in the lives of their children on a consistent basis. It's what we do. It's who we are. Fatherhood is doing our part. Every day.
Every day.
All right, so it's been real, man. Fatherhood is dope. Peace.